Well, hello out there to all of you seekers of plastic camaraderie, and welcome to my channel, where I sit and talk about dolls. Sometimes it's Barbie, sometimes it's Illy, sometimes it's Monster High, sometimes it's a Disney princess, you get the point. My name is Daniel, and I am the Barbie Book Boy. Today, we are going full Mother Nature Earth Queen by discussing everyone's favorite little eco-punk, Venus McFlytrap. This little garden of delights is part of the fourth wave of Boo-riginal Creeproduction dolls. She's part of a line that includes Rebecca Steam and Rochelle Goyle. I've already done a video for Rochelle, so be sure to check that one out too. I don't have a Rebecca yet, but I've got plans. Okay, I've got my eye on her. So stay tuned and hopefully she doesn't sell out before I scoop her up. I'm filming this video right now. It's like mid-April, and for now she's still available, so wish me luck. But for now, let's discuss... So her box, of course, is in the same style as the other Creeproduction boxes, but they have made sure to keep a lot of the same elements from the original 2012 box. You can see the color scheme is like this split pea soup yellowish green paired with black and white stripes. Very police caution tape vibes. It's got a flytrap plant cut out here at the top, and then another one down here in the corner by her name, Venus McFlytrap. So looking at the top of the box, you can see that it's this like wedge shape, and there's a quote here on the top from Venus. It reads, "Pollen persuasion," who, me, and it's got it in a couple different languages. Because if you remember, the thing about Venus is one of her powers is that she can use pollen for like hypnosis. So that's what this quote here is referencing. On the wider side of her wedge box, we actually get an illustration of Venus doing her pollinator hypnosis thing. See here, she's blowing on the pollen, and if you were to breathe this in, she can like control you. And then down here, her pet flytrap named Julian is just grinning menacingly and egging her on. Typical Julian. But also on this side of the box, you can see little nods to the other releases from this wave. We've got Rochelle's fleur-de-lis heraldry symbol here. And then Rebecca herself is actually represented with these little gears. And then of course we have flytrap plants for Venus. So on the back up here at the top, it's got the same tag as all of the other Creeproduction releases from this wave, which I actually read wrong in the video I did for Rochelle. In her video, I said, "Meet the frighteningly fabulous teenage children." But what it actually says is, "Meet the frighteningly fashionable teenage children of the world's most famous monsters." And it says it in a few different languages here, so that's nice. So there's my oopsie on full-on display, and I have the nerve to call myself a reader. Anyway. You can see a bigger illustration of Venus here doing her pollen mind control thingy. And then you can see these little stars, which I'm interpreting to be her pollen. And then we learn from her blurb that she is 15 years old, where she has her pet, which is a Venus flytrap named Julian, and he's got a really snappy personality. Her favorite food is fresh water and sunshine. It really helps with the photosynthesis. It's important to stay regular. And her BFFs are Julia Yelps and Rebecca Steam, which, wait a second. That's the exact same thing it says on Rochelle's box. See, Rochelle also has Julia Yelps and Rebecca Steam listed as her BFFs. So you kind of have to wonder about that. How are they both citing the same girls as their BFFs, but neglect to mention each other? Escándalo. Anyway, her cassette here lists her unearth day or birthday as April 22nd, which for Venus is a no-brainer because that's actually the same date as Earth Day. Because Monster High is always so deliciously cheesy like that. But if she originally came out in 2012 and she's 15 years old now, would that mean that she was born in 1997? Anyway. That's about it for her box. Now I'm going to step aside and dig her out of her box so that I can go dump it in the recycling bin, and we'll be right back. Okay, now that she's out and breathing all of this fresh air, or at least as fresh as can be expected here in my doll room. I mean, look, it's gotta be better than a cardboard box with a plastic window, right? Anyway, we can now take a closer look. I'm gonna set her aside for now, and we're gonna start with her accessories. Basic black Monster High stand. Typical black Skullette hairbrush with Monster High engraved here on the handle, which you know I love. Her reusable cloth tote bag with its little skeletal, ribcage, heart, earth themes for green, sustainable shopping in style. And it actually does open, so she can take her water bottle or hydro flask with her when she goes on her long hikes in nature, or whatever it is that eco-punk teenage girls love to do. Her molded plastic Venus flytrap pet plant named Julian in his little terracotta looking plant pot. It's kind of cute, the little pot. You can see it's got some like cracking down here, so it's almost like he's like breaking free, so watch out. And the cracking goes like all around the base. And then her diary. It has, of course, her name on it, and then she has issued this dire warning here against us reading it. It says, "Reading my diary could make me allergic to you," in 2 different languages here. So don't go reading her diary, because that would really tick her off. And with her crazy pollen persuasion powers, you don't want to go getting yourself hate hypnotized by her, because she's petty like that. So that's all of her accessories and bells and whistles that are all very much reminiscent of the original 2012 Gen 1 doll. Okay, now onto the lady herself. Starting with her hair, and I don't know how to decipher doll hair. I've never been very good at it. But according to all of the Discord I've seen online, people are saying this is polypropylene. So if that's important to you, just know that. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the original actually had saran hair. I never had one of the originals. So if this is polypropylene, then Mattel is really trying to pull the wool or the weeds over our eyes. The thing that bothers me about it, because like I said, I'm not very good at like deciphering it, but I live in a very dry, arid desert climate. And I know that polypropylene doesn't do well in that kind of a climate. It has a tendency to go like very staticky, and it disintegrates more quickly in that kind of an environment. So where I live, polypropylene hair is a huge pain, which means I'm probably gonna have to treat it with some leave-in conditioner or maybe some hair oil. And then it should be fine. I would just have to kind of do that once in a while. But with Venus, it's kind of difficult to do any like deep conditioning or boil washing, because she has her signature flocking over here on her right side. And you don't want to get that wet because it can like peel off. Flocking is just a powder that they glue down for this velvety sort of shaved head quality. But that should be the only glue that we have to worry about with these Creeproductions. They don't have the same head glue from the Gen 1 dolls, so at least we don't have to worry about seepage. And the hair is nice and long, which is kind of important for polypropylene. You're going to want it kind of long. Even though the polypropylene tends to not like blend the 2 colors into each other very well, you can see that her green and pink chunks are kind of like separating, as opposed to being much more seamlessly blended like this hair here on my Real Drama Frankie Stein reproduction. You can see the different colors in her hair are much more seamlessly blended. But quality aside, the colors are gorgeous. She, of course, has her iconic pink and green, which is probably my favorite color combo of all time. I mean, hello. And on her right side, the shaved side, you can see all of her piercings, her little earlobe stacking, and then a single earring over here on her left side. As for her face, for me, with the continuation of this pink and green color palette, the face is absolute perfection. I am obsessed with Venus's face screening. I think Venus is one of the most gorgeous in like all of Monster High history. And the contrast of these glossy, deep red lips with her little flytrap fangs showing is just chef's kiss. I've always loved Venus's face sculpt, and in particular her cheekbones. But I actually think my favorite Venus face sculpt is actually the Gen 3, specifically because I feel like her cheekbones are actually much sharper. And I think I prefer these amber colored eyes. Also, the little leaf-shaped ears on this one are much more pronounced. Or maybe it's just because this one has those stacked earrings. I don't know, I can't tell, but I feel like this one over here, the Gen 3 one, the ears are much more defined. Also, the green skin tone over here on this one on the Gen 3 is much more vibrant. But you know what? She's always gorgeous. Like I said, in my opinion, Venus is one of the most beautiful Monster High characters of all time. And this face is no exception. So nicely done over there at Mattel. As for her jewelry, Venus is, of course, a natural woman. So she's got this matching vine jewelry with a necklace, and then her little vine bracelets here, one on each arm. And then with her outfit, she continues repping this eco-punk pride, starting with her denim-styled vest with these 3 little silver buttons, and this cool skelett decal here that says eco punk. And I also love the color choice for the stitching. And in typical Venus style, she's got this street art, graffiti style graphic shirt with more of that same little skelett design, and her eco-punk pride on full display. And then under the shirt is her black denim mini skirt that matches her vest. You can see they kept that same green thread throughout the stitching here, so props for consistency. And then of course she has her capri leggings that are in that same color scheme as the top. It's all pink, black, and green, maybe some yellow in there. So basically layers. This gal is all about the layers today with this outfit. It's like you're preparing for an overnight freeze or something. But don't worry, she's a hardy perennial. If it freezes, she can take it. Anyway, below her capri leggings, we've got more of these vines snaking up both of her legs. And then finally, her pink platform stiletto ankle boots with green laces and ferocious green flytrap teeth here on the platform. These Gen 1 Monster High shoes are forever and always going to be my favorite of all time. In my opinion, they take the cake over any other generation, over any of the object heels. These have always held a special place in my plastic loving little heart. So there you have it, some of my thoughts on the 2026 Boo-riginal Creeproduction Venus McFlytrap doll. A perfect little plant lady of eco-punk realness. A bougie little botanical of perennial beauty. An enthusiastic environmentalist with persuasive mentalist powers. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I liberated yet another plastic pal from her cardboard cage. I'm going to be doing these little doll review videos weekly, so if this is your thing, then stay tuned. And if you're still here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of wave 4 of these Creeproduction dolls. Do you have any of them? Did you have maybe a favorite from this line? Let us know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go sneak away and pull some weeds while this little lady soaks up some sun for her lunch. Bye!